I didn't completely ignore my father. I'll never tell him that he was right. Okay, let's get that clear. But
like that goes for all of us. I'm telling you, I could have some stories where I don't claim that my father was right either because I'm just like you. It's like looking in the mirror.
Yeah.
Don't tell him I said that, though.
No, never.
Well, welcome to Be Life Changers podcast, where we share real stories, real purpose, and real change. I'm your host, Kathy Coates, and today's conversation is one every small business owner needs to hear. We're talking about the power of knowing your numbers, preparing for tax season, right? And setting yourself up for success for the year ahead. My guest is Joyce, owner of Jordan's J Bookkeeping, who not only helps businesses owners stay on top of their finances, but also makes the process less stressful and more empowering, getting ready for insights that could change the way that you run your business. And I must say, Jordan is my bookkeeper and very good friend. Thank you so much, Jordan, for being on the show today with me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. I'm really excited to get to come and actually say what you do in person.
Oh, yeah. It's something. And look, I mean, have you been to JT Visuals yet?
I have not been to this upgraded studio. I'd done several videos with him in his smaller studio, but I'm very excited to see the larger, better studio.
I know.
So the upgrade.
I mean, look at the graphics. I mean, yeah. Shout out to Stacy with Brandon Go KC. They helped, with that logo right there. And, of course, Jared was in on it. It was like we all three cut it together. But it's so cool. I think it all turned out so well. And I love the purple mics with a little touch.
Oh, yeah.
So if you've ever thought about recording a podcast, definitely check out JT Visuals because they are more than meets the eye, as you can see.
If you've been thinking about making your own podcast like the one that you're watching or listening to right now, then JT Visuals is definitely the way to go. And that's JT Visuals without the I because there's more than meets the eye. Podcasts for business are popping like crazy. Everyone and their mom is starting a podcast. Why should you start one? Well, because the truth is it's actually still not too saturated. Not only do you get a show that's all about your business and bringing on guests and spotlighting them and stories, but you're also getting clips and media to put onto social media platforms. Whatever your vision is for your business that you want to accomplish and how you help people, social media is the outreach for that. And when you have a podcast show, it is the easiest way to get started and to conquer that social media that everyone's telling you you need to be doing. We will do everything, so all you have to do is help come up with topics in collaboration with us, show up for a couple hours, and then leave, and everything else is handled for you. We would love to have a quick call with you to see if podcasting is right for you and if JT Visuals is the way to go for you. Just go to our website at jtvisuals.com. That's jtvsuals.com. jtvsuals.com. And now back to the show.
Well, I am so glad that you are on today. And what we talk about at Be Life Changers, we talk about, real people, real stories that make a real change. And you have made a real change. I just love your story. It is so powerful. I think it's empowering to women to know that no matter where you're at or what you're going through, that you can own your own business and control your life. And so I thought of you right away, and I was like, hey, I got to have Jordan on the podcast because everybody's going to love it. And what better season than I can't believe we're in the last quarter.
I know.
So you don't want to put it off. I mean, like a lot of people, do I have to tell the story? Yes, I do put things off. That's why I did find her. So we'll just tell the truth. I took a long time getting a bookkeeper, and she probably wanted to strangle me, kill me, and everything else. But you have to do it. It makes things so much easier, I can say.
Yeah. There's definitely, I would say the majority of people are probably scrambling at the last minute, but there's a lot more planning and a lot of reduction in that bill that you might see at the last minute that I can help you out with if I'm seeing I can catch things and plan for things as I'm going along month by month, quarter by quarter, versus, hey, it's April 10th and got to make something happen now. I can't really make things go away at that point. But, if someone's coming to me at this point with 6 months before their deadline, we can make some plans now.
Oh, yes. She's a miracle worker. Like I said, I did come in late in the game, but not only did she help me finish out strong, she literally caught mistakes from, almost 3 years ago?
Yeah. So given the statute of limitations, we can go back 3 years. So we can amend back. Unfortunately, there were some that went back further, but that's as far as we were allowed to go back.
Right.
So, we went back and amended as far as we could. And, those were some.
Yeah.
Awesome, yeah.
So it made me a very happy person, and it definitely made my husband happy.
Yeah.
So anyway, but thank you. Thank you so much. As much as I say thank you. But let's go back a little bit. Tell me about, how did this whole, when did you start realizing that you were a numbers girl?
Yeah, I think I resisted that pretty hard initially. My father is a tax attorney, so I think he really tried to persuade or encourage me to kind of go that route, follow in his footsteps, so naturally as any daughter would do. I said, absolutely not. He's going to try and encourage me to go one way. I'm going to go as far the opposite direction as I can. Obviously. So I think anyone that knew me in high school probably would have thought I would have gone somewhere along the lines of graphic design or journalism or something like that. And that's a lot of what I did in high school. Then from there in college, I started touring schools and I went into college with accounting, finance, and real estate. So, we resisted minimally. And I did stick with it. I think initially still in college, I was pretty sure I was going to go the finance route. So working, corporate investment banking. So, my father was really still pushing accounting. So, I was like, I gave him some leeway, but I was still absolutely not.
You're like, no, not today.
But I think life had some different plans for me. So I've always grown up with a heart condition known as POTS, postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome. But it definitely got worse when I went to college and I developed some autoimmune issues in college. So that, it really blew my life up, honestly. I really had to completely take a look at my options, and I realized that a big corporate job like investment banking was not going to work with my body. And so I kind of had to rethink some of those plans and what I had envisioned myself doing, and that's the reason why I chose the school that I went to, and why I went down the initial path that I did. But luckily, I didn't completely ignore my father. I'll never tell him that he was right. Okay, let's get that clear. But
like that goes for all of us. I'm telling you, I could have some stories where I don't claim that my father was right either, because I'm just like you. It's like looking in the mirror.
Yeah.
Don't tell him I said that, though.
No, never. Luckily, I did keep that accounting major to support my finance degree, and that's what I'm doing now. So I was also, on top of developing some autoimmune issues in my freshman year of college and having to pivot initially, I was still going to go into finance, and I was going to work as a investment analyst in a real estate firm, but I was a May 2020 grad. So as I'm sure everyone is aware, what happened in 2020, everything shut down because of COVID. So my job offer in Dallas was rescinded with about 2 months left for me to graduate, and there was nothing open left for me to do.
Right.
So I moved myself back to Kansas City, which was not what I wanted to do.
Uh-oh. Yes. The plans that we say that we're not going to do, or places we say we're not going to go and find ourselves there.
Yes.
I understand.
Right.
Yes.
So I moved back home with really no clear plan, but I did graduate with honors from Texas Christian University in accounting, finance, and real estate. So I knew I had some solid ground, and I had my family that loved me and supported me. So I ended up doing the accounting for some small businesses that were my dad's clients. And then I took a job underwriting at a local bank for 1.5 years. So I was basically doing the reverse of what I'm doing now. So I was getting financial statements from small businesses and taking them apart to assess their creditworthiness.
Right.
So that's kind of when I realized how bad some financial statements. And these were like reputable businesses. I was looking at portfolios exceeding $1 million, and I was still getting financial statements with uncategorized or ask my accountant or undeposited or XYZ. Basically, we don't know what this is. Expenses, like just with the numbers that are astronomical, and having to say, hey, I need this to be categorized, or that's an extreme amount. That's a very large number. We have to know what that is to give you this loan.
Right.
So I realized that it was definitely the proper accounting and bookkeeping was definitely a need.
Well, and I think that's an important thing that you say, because it's what I talk about a lot, and that is that we can't do everything. And, when you're first starting as a small business, we do tend to take that because we don't have the money to spend. Like we may go without a loan. Like, when KC Women's Event started, we literally started and we have never had to borrow any money for it. But we also had to do a whole lot of the work on our own.
Right.
And then, there's other people that may get grants, but it may not be a lot. So you allot it to other things. And sometimes we think we can wait with the financial part and run it. Because, of course, I, too, was in banking for a while. Like, I was a bank teller for, a year and a half before I had my first child. And so I know about, I'm not good with numbers. I won't say that. But I know how to keep books. Like, I knew the basics. So since I knew the basics, I thought, okay, I can get myself started. And then, I can use this money somewhere else and then allot that later. That would have been fine if I would have turned it over instead of just, I'm just going to save myself money. I'm going to save myself money. And then I find myself doing less and less. And I know I'm not the only one admitting this, because I'm probably speaking to you too, because you think, okay, I get it. But the next thing you know, you got a mess because you didn't get enough stuff taken care of, and, and you're not recording everything you spent, and then all these different things happen, or you are missing things. There's things I didn't know. It's super important. And so I think that we got to understand we do have to turn it over, because when we do turn it over, you will make more money, because first of all, you're going to show us where to save money. Right. You've already showed me where to save money.
Right.
In lots of places. And just by knowing how to, schedule things better, spend better. And then when you get to the point of taxes, of course, definitely knowing how to do all of that. So it's super important. But I think a lot of businesses make that mistake of just trying to do it, and sometimes even close their doors because they just didn't ask for the help because they're trying to take too much on.
Yeah. And I think a lot of business owners I see, they are like, well, I know it in my head. And then when I'm kind of sitting down with them, there's a lot of little things that get missed, and it adds up. So, yeah, I realized that there was definitely a need there. And so when I realized that my body was not going to allow me to work a regular 9-to-5 job anymore, I knew that I couldn't work in an office, and I realized that there was that need, and that I was really passionate about helping other small business owners, and I really liked connecting with them, that might be a great fit for me.
Right. So let's talk about that just for a second. Because I know a lot of people out there do face the same thing of having an issue that makes it hard for them to work, and they kind of feel like, I'm not good for anything, or, I couldn't own my own business because they couldn't work in the workplace. So they assume that they can't do anything at home either. Tell me a little bit about how that felt when you first found out, like you had all these big dreams and stuff, and then you found out that you had this condition. And then how did you work? What was your mindset? Like, how did you shift your mindset into, yes, I can do this on my own? Like, I know there's probably a struggle through that, because not only did you have the struggle of, I found this, and then it was COVID hit, because that's two big things. Well, actually three, because that's two big things, because, it's COVID, and then coming to find out that door closed on the job that you thought. So I know when you have pivots and shifts like that, you got to get your mindset straight. Right. Or you're going to fall flat on your face. Tell us a little bit about that. What was your thinking process? How did that go?
It's terrifying. It's terrifying. And I think now I'm connected with so many more people that are going through the same thing. So now when these little things come up, and I haven't really had anything as big as I did then, but now when I have these little things come up, I have such a greater support system to tackle those. But at the time, I really didn't. And I didn't know anyone else that was going through that. And it was really just me kind of taking it piece by piece, step by step, trying to figure out what to do. I knew I wasn't going to give up or lay down or die. So it really was just, step by step, client by client, like picking myself up piece by piece, because I wasn't going to give up on myself. I worked every piece that I had and step that I had taken before. I had worked so hard for that, for my degree to get. So I wasn't going to give up on all of that. So it really is like I had to it's terrifying. I had to take a pause and think and assess, and then like slowly take steps forward. But truly, even as I did get started with my own business, if I had not been connected with the community that I had gotten connected with, I would have given up.
Right.
Because I really did not have the support from family or anyone that was like a built-in community in that way that understood or wanted to understand what I was going through and support me. So if I had not gotten connected with, like you and Stacy or, some of those groups through networking that I met that could sit with me and offer me advice and tell me that they understood what I was going through and tell me that I could do it and that I was going to be okay, I would have given up.
Oh, yeah.
And that's the only reason that I didn't.
Oh, community is so important.
Yeah.
And I can't say how proud of you I am because I know it's hard.
It
is hard. Because, mine's reverse. It's not myself, but it's my son, And so you're not in control of your time.
Right.
So all those things you hear about, you got to get up early in the morning, 5 o'clock, it's when your body lets you. It's when, I have a downtime and not with my son having meltdowns or, and so we had to like adjust, and that's super hard. And I know there's a lot of people out there that are in our situation, whether you have someone you're taking care of or, a special needs child or, dealing with, ailments yourself. Those are extra challenges, already challenging. It's already scary enough to start a job.
Right.
It just really is. It's already scary enough to start your own business. I mean, new jobs, you're still just as nervous as all get out. And then when you take that risk and
there's no safety net doing it on your own.
There's no safety net when you're doing it on your own. And then you're like, oh, I don't even have no control of my time. Who's going to want to, I'm going to show up late or I can't do it today. I just can't do it. And there's times it's gotten that frustrating,
absolutely.
I mean, like where I thought maybe I'm just supposed to just stay home and do nothing but my home and take care of my family. But then I thought, no, that's that calling that when we find out what our true purpose is, what God has called us to do, like, it grounds you back in like, okay, yes, I am meant for that, and or if it's something you're going through and you're feeling, okay, I'm going to get through this and nothing is going to stop me.
Right.
And so it's finding that source and finding that energy and I'm going to do this. Like,
It definitely is. There are things that, I have to stop and pause and take a break and let myself breathe for a minute. And then, it's kind of like when everything else is gone, just remembering myself and why I'm doing this and why I started this and kind of letting all the other noise and everything else fade away and regrounding myself and remembering what I'm doing.
Right.
And sometimes it's really easy to get caught up in like what's right in front of you that day or that minute or that hour. But I've had to think really hard about my long-term goal in supporting myself and what I'm trying to do because my energy is just going to decline over time. So I'm really trying to build like something long lasting for myself. So a lot of other people are not going to understand that, why I'm not going after something bigger right now, right this minute. And there's a bigger goal. I'm trying to achieve something larger for a long period of time. I'm the one that has to live with this with my entire life.
Right.
So remembering I have to stop and breathe and remember what I'm doing for a minute.
Well, and I encourage you in that because that really is the smart way. Sometimes people build too quickly. And so it's like building on sand. You're just going to sink at some point in time because you're catapulting too fast.
Right.
So I always look at it as if things are coming slow and steady, you're building a firm foundation, and then you see how it grows. We don't have to know what our next step is. We don't have to know about tomorrow. Like, we need to worry about today because today has its own worries of its own. And when we can take that attitude and mindset and be grateful for the things that have already happened, and then as we're moving in our businesses, we realize that, okay, I couldn't have handled that anyway, and you're going to make less mistakes. So, that's great. That's awesome. So I know we're getting ready, like we're in the fourth quarter. And so tell me just, briefly what people can do to get kind of set up for that year. Like what is things what would you want to say to a business, to be prepared that may not have a bookkeeper? Like, why is it important? And then maybe a tip for taxes, like how did you be ready for that season?
Yeah. So if you're a small business owner that doesn't have a bookkeeper, I'd probably just tell you to get one. Because if you're...
Get Jordan.
Even a lot of times with people that are really on top of it on their own, there's still a lot of in and out and things that gets really tricky to stay on top of it. So get with someone that knows what they're doing, that can help, even just give you pointers if you want to continue doing it on your own. There's a lot of planning and strategies that go into allowing you to strategize to avoid taxes. But again, that does require planning. So having an idea of where you're sitting at year end so that you can kind of make some of those moves as the year wraps up and before your tax return deadline is coming. 1099s, if you paid any independent contractors over $600 within the last year, that deadline's coming quickly, January 31st, and that's always a scramble. So make sure you're collecting people's W-9s. And other than that, I would just say keep an eye on tax law changes coming up. Make sure that you're aware and informed of any changes that may positively or just regulation, more paperwork impact your business. So really just find a good source that you can trust.
Definitely. And Jordan is someone you can really trust. I'm telling you, so reach out to Jordan J Bookkeeping. And how do they follow you on social media, and your email? How do they get a hold of you?
Yeah, so my social media on all platforms is just Jordan J Bookkeeping. My website is jordanjoyce.com, and any consultations can be booked directly from there. And my email and everything is listed on all of those as well, and on my website. So, and my phone number, all my contact.
And definitely check her out on social media. You have so much great, fun content. I'm telling you, always have me laughing and then feeling guilty sometimes.
I
because I'm like, she's talking about me. I know she's talking about me, but it's okay. It makes it fun.
I try to keep the heavy topic light. Yeah.
If you want some fun and light in numbers, definitely check it out for sure. And I can't believe that we're already almost to that season. And so thank you for coming on today to make sure that we are ready for this, because it's coming faster than we know. I cannot believe that we are already at the end of 2025, rolling into 2026. I feel like we just got this started, and here we are in the last quarter. But I wanted people to be prepared and ready, and so definitely reach out to Jordan or a secure source. Get yourself, it is worth it. I mean, the more you can turn over, really, the more money you make, and that's just how that is. So thank you for watching Be Life Changers on this episode, and I will see you on the next episode.